But it's easy. It really is. Characters are not that hard. I wish that was true, but it's not. It can be mighty hard to figure out how to create a character who is likable, competent, realistic, and well-rounded. That's what I'll cover in this video. Make sure to subscribe to receive a notification every single Monday as I release a new video. Alright, let's get into it. Perhaps a good place to start before we get into today's topic is to ask, why is it even important to create a strong character? And what does a strong character even mean? Because I'm not referring to the size of the muscles, of course. First of all, characters are key, and so is it that the readers have to like the protagonist. But why? Well, we are asking readers to follow the hero into the deepest pits where they fight demons or go to foreign places where dragons rule. Whatever the case may be, the reader will spend hundreds of pages with this character. It can easily take like 10 hours to read a fantasy book, so have you ever tried to spend 10 hours with someone you don't like? Yes, that's not a very nice thought now, is it? I think you just found the answer as to why a protagonist needs to be likable. But how do you do it then? Some uses exercises like bubble charts, free writing or free handwriting sessions and stuff like that. It has never worked for me because it's more complicated to create a protagonist strong enough to carry a full novel than a simple description sheet. Is there some kind of secret formula to it then? Well, some writers thinks, okay, so I'll make a super competent hero, a character who will save everyone and fix the worst of the situations. That must be a reader's favorite. Yeah. Someone who knows how to teleport, persuade every single person he or she comes across and slay monsters with ease, well, quickly becomes, well, sort of boring, to be honest. No, characters needs to be balanced if they are to be interesting. When we're told that characters should be balanced, that often leads to this thought. So I just need to make my characters realistic. Give yourself a pat on the shoulder because now we're getting somewhere. At least a bit closer to the right answer, I would say. And now I'm going to throw one of those damn annoying caveats at you. Because the thing is that the term realistic character probably doesn't mean what you think it means. Can we agree that Dr. Hannibal Lecter was an awesome character? Okay? Then what happens when I throw the term realistic into that mix? Dr. Hannibal Lecter is so brilliant, evil and eccentric that he's certainly not a realistic person in that sense. We love him, yes. Is he realistic? Hell no. What he does though is that he fits his role perfectly, and therein lies the hidden truth. It isn't about creating a person who would feel real if they existed in reality. Instead, it's a matter of having a character who makes sense in the context of your book and your story. Now, there's of course a lot that goes into this, but I want to give a few simple tips and tricks that you can employ directly and avoid readers saying that they didn't quite like the character. The reason for such a statement is counterintuitive. In most cases, when readers say they don't like a character, it's because of the overabundance of positive traits, not negative ones. No, I'm not kidding. The misconception of the super competent hero is at play again. So take Neo from The Matrix. He's a great example of what I'm talking about. Before you release the dogs on me for criticizing The Matrix, just please hear me out. While the movies are excellent, it's not because of Neo as a character. In the first Matrix film, Neo learns the ropes and that is perfectly fine. It's in the later movies he gets to be the problem. He is now so super capable and competent that he's basically Superman. So he's just too perfect. Here, I'll give you 4 character traits that you want to stay well clear of. And the first is having too many skills. This is of course the Neo example. It's just really difficult to relate to a person who can do anything because we don't know anyone like that in real life. If you do, I want to know in the comment section below for sure. The next one is the opposite, and that one I call no skills. Ironically, this also poses a problem if we are to like the hero. Well, I guess it's not that hard to understand, you know, who wants to spend time with the guy who is waiting for everybody else to fix his problems, right? Number 3 on my list is Extravagant Lifestyle. So this is Batman, or Bruce Wayne rather. Wow, I'm going to get so many people hating me for criticizing these iconic characters. But in this case, I'm actually not going to criticize Batman, so don't worry. No, Bruce Wayne might have a big mansion and millions of dollars, yet it doesn't quite bother us. So why is that? Well, it's because his wealth enables him to develop all the tech that he actually uses to fight the criminals. In other words, it's a part of the plot and therefore it makes sense. What I'm talking about is instead the cases where there is no apparent reason as to why the protagonist needs to live in a castle with his or her army. That's the cases you need to stay clear of. Again, it's all about your average reader. We are writing fantasy, so your average reader probably won't be an elf. At least that would surprise me, but it would be cool. And your average reader won't be living such a lifestyle either, that they are in a castle with an army. The elf part we can probably ignore because that is part of the fantasy genre. But otherwise, the reader will want to be able to relate to the hero. At first, the reader might find it interesting with somebody who's incredibly rich and all that, but it will quickly become boring. A story carries itself on suspense. It should be difficult for characters to achieve their goals, and let's be honest, if you can just summon the royal guard, things sort of become somewhat easier. The last one I want to mention is beauty. Maybe it's because of Hollywood movies or something like that, but characters who are extremely beautiful or handsome have been seen more times than I can count. I think the point is that we as authors are we're trying our best to mesmerize the reader with the character's beauty, but does it work? It's sort of the same problem as with the Extravagant Lifestyle. If everyone seems to be instantly attracted to the character, it doesn't quite work like this in real life now, does it? Okay, fair enough, beautiful individuals do certainly exist, but at the same time, it's also so that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You can include attractive characters in your novel. Just make sure that there are also some characters who don't find this person very attractive. I also have a full fantasy novel which you can download for absolutely free. It's called Desolation, and it's the first installment in the Keystone trilogy. It's got magic, demons, dragons, and everything you would expect to find in a tale of epic fantasy. Go ahead and download your free copy now. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there and see you next Monday.